Hey everyone, this is Shadow Libra. Guys, I think I'm onto something big, huge. You see, Fazbear Frights has tried to shift our attention to Eleanor and Agony and memories and all that, while both Tales and the newer FNAF games have tried to shift our attention to the Mimic and AI. But there is something else. Throughout the Fazbear Frights and Tales from the Pizzaplex stories, there have been some odd ones that haven't really gotten explained, but they feel like they are setting something up.
Hold on, Libra. If you're going on this journey, we'd like to come along.
Yeah, you can't do this on your own.
Splendid idea, Spencer and Mytani. Thank you guys so much for being part of this video. Spencer also has a YouTube channel that I will leave a link to in the description. His videos are pretty funny, so definitely give them a watch and subscribe to him. Now, on with the video. So first, we will have to get this long debate out of the way and just say, the three of us believe that every Fazbear Frights and every Tales from the Pizzaplex story is in the games, all of them. We don't believe in parallels or the idea that you can choose which stories fit and which don't. We just believe Fazbear Frights is a series meant for 100% of it to fit into the games. And Tales from the Pizzaplex is also a series meant for 100% of it to fit in the games. Back in 2018, Scott said that Frights is meant to be a series in the FNAF universe, and the Tales description says they are in the world of the newest Freddy games. I also just want to point out that Scott said Frights is supposed to fill in blanks from the past, and that the stories in Frights are supposed to have unique characters and plots, so that alone doesn't really support the idea of parallels. So I'm just letting everyone know we will not hold back on all of Frights and all of Tales being in the games.
The first time we have seen anything on the rebirth of Fazbear Entertainment was in FNAF VR Help Wanted. We learned that someone new has taken over Fazbear Entertainment and is trying to cover up the company's horrific past. We learned from Tape Girl that their plan is to hire an indie dev to make games based on the rumors of what has been happening in their establishments.
We know that Fazbear Entertainment has developed something of a bad reputation over the last few decades, and while it's true that some stories associated with our name were loosely based on actual events, the majority of them were total fabrications from the mind of a complete lunatic. Lawsuits pending.
They lied to us. They lied to all of us. They told us that the whole point of this VR game was to undo the bad PR done by a rogue indie game developer who supposedly made up a bunch of crazy stories that tarnished the brand. But that's not true at all. Fazbear Entertainment hired the game developer. Those indie games were designed to conceal and make light of what happened. This isn't just an attempt to rebrand. It's an elaborate cover-up, a campaign to discredit everything.
Rumors of murders and paranormal activity. The indie dev has completely tarnished the brand. So now Fazbear Entertainment is hiring a studio to create a VR game for them based on the indie games to completely debunk the rumors. This actually ends up working, and people are invested in Fazbear Entertainment again. We then see in the Fazbear Frights that Fazbear Entertainment is getting very wildly popular. 16 out of the 34 stories show either Freddy Fazbear's Pizza or Fazbear Entertainment locations being open, along with many popular products also made by Fazbear Entertainment. Stories like Hide and Seek and Jump for Tickets show Freddy Fazbear's to be a normal hangout spot. Other stories like Out of Stock and The Cliffs show popular toys being sold by the company. Then we have Dance With Me, which shows they also reopened multiple Circus Babies pizza worlds, which also seem to be popular. We also see in FNAF AR, people are ordering animatronics to get shipped to them. And lastly, there's the distribution center, with plenty of Fazbear equipment, which is still getting used by the events of the Man in Room 1280. This all allows Fazbear Entertainment to have money poured in their pockets, which they eventually invest that money to open the Mega Pizzaplex, along with other smaller Pizzaplexes across the country.
In fact, guys, here's a list of everything we know Fazbear Entertainment owns in the modern FNAF era. Brace yourselves, guys. Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex, other Pizzaplexes, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzas, Freddy's Fantasy Water Park, Fazbear's Fright, Circus Babies Pizza Worlds, Fazbear Funtime Service, Fazbear Express, DLZ Shipping Solutions, Friendly Face Service, Virtual Pizza Ordering System, Fazbear Entertainment Distribution Center, Fazbear Labs, Freddy Fazbear's Mad Scientist Kit, Fazbear Public Safety Initiative, Pizza Playground, El Chips Fiesta Buffet, Silver Parasol Games, another unnamed game studio, as in Stealable Studios, maybe like a Sandton or something like that, Circus Babies Entertainment and Rentals, Fazbear Construction Company, Fazplex Towers, Faz News, Faz Life, Helpy Hand Medical, Torque and Toil, Snack Space, Lally's Lollies, Fazbear Entertainment Office of Legal Affairs, that place must suck at its job, Heracles Hospital, The Emporium, and a whole lot more. And I've also heard that they also have their own food divisions as well, such as Faz Crunch Cereal, Freddy Water, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Kit Factory, and I've also heard from somebody that the foods in VR are also real foods, which also means that disappointment is real, and that is quite sad.
So we know Fazbear Entertainment is making money off of all these, getting rich, but why? Is it just for the cash, to be rich? The Ultimate Guide hints that there might be something bigger going on. The Ultimate Guide tries to get us to question this new CEO. The seized work order from the Fazbear Entertainment Office of Legal Affairs seems to indicate that the company at some point becomes aware of the problem and tries to put a stop to it. That leaves one question: just who is running the company? In FNAF VR, Tape Girl also says someone has snuck in and stole some stuff from the drawers. She suspects this person must have been the client.
The drawers have been emptied out. Someone was here. I don't think it was spring cleaning either. No, there was plastic on the floor. Someone was definitely here during the night. It had to have been the client.
So, who is it? Who's running Fazbear Entertainment? Because whoever is running the show is doing some very suspicious things throughout the Frights and Tales. Our first example is in Lonely Freddy. Lonely Freddy is about these tiny Freddy dolls that look for the one kid in the pizzeria with no friends. They are meant for the unwanted kid. We learn in Lonely Freddy that the dolls are controlled by someone in a back room. The prepper turned a dial on her hip-clipped walkie-talkie and pressed her finger to her headset. Someone get Daryl to do a Lonely Freddy demo. The Lonely Freddies ask the kids a series of questions before they steal the kid's soul. At the end of the story, when our main character Alec gets body swapped with a Lonely Freddy, the Lonely Freddy he is in gets thrown away with dozens and dozens of more lost souls trapped in Lonely Freddies. The Ultimate Guide also calls this out, saying the Lonely Freddies are a remnant collector. Fazbear Entertainment is harvesting kids' remnant.
This is actually not the first time we have seen this. In FNAF AR Special Delivery, after the first animatronic is sent to a customer, their house also fills up with remnant. Fazbear Entertainment actively encourages their customers to collect this remnant and use it to bring life to their new animatronics.
Okay.
While you're waiting for more fun to arrive, why not try out Remnant Collection?
Okay. Remnant Collection?
Look for bright remnant around you. Use the flashlight to draw it in and collect it. Be careful to avoid the shadowy remnant guarding it, or you may get a surprise you won't like at all.
Oh.
So now we know Fazbear Entertainment is actively harvesting remnant and using it for things like their delivery service, but also some of their products as well. In Somnophobia, we follow a kid named Sam, whose friend Rad gets a Moondrop Sphere from the Pizzaplex's arcade. Rad lets Sam borrow the Dream Sphere, and when Sam uses his spear, he begins to go through past memories of things that happened throughout history. The sphere took the kids to Egypt to see the pyramids, but then it transported them to the Renaissance era to see a creation of Romeo and Juliet. When Sam uses the Dream Sphere by himself, he sees a memory of his dad. He lives through memories of his dad. Birds were chirping, and other kids played in the sandbox and on the swings, but then he saw. "Hey bud, let's play tag, you're it." "Dad?" Sam said. It's actually described similarly to how Jake experienced memories of his dad, which also caused his happiest day. "I think we need peanuts, don't you, Jake?" A smiling man. A crowd cheered, and a different man called out, "Hot dogs, get your hot dogs here." "Maybe a hot dog too," the smiling man said. Jake froze, with the empty bag in his hand. Was that a memory? Did he just have a memory? This had to be a memory, because it for sure wasn't happening right now. It felt like a memory, and the man in his memory had a name. No, wait, it wasn't just a memory. It was his dad. Jake had experienced the memory of his dad. At the end of Somnophobia, Sam is killed by a dog while he is using the dream sphere. This traps Sam inside of a memory of him and his friends forever. Fazbear Entertainment is harvesting Remnant from Lonely Freddy's and special delivery victims, which they use for various products such as the dream sphere, the delivery service, and potentially other things as well.
Another suspicious activity gets seen in Gumdrop Angel, where a little girl eats a gumdrop nose, then she turns into a gumdrop creature. It's because her DNA is altered and she becomes human candy that is sent out for the next little girl's party so she can be eaten. Fazbear Entertainment is killing little girl after little girl to replace the gummy creatures. In another story called Friendly Face, Fazbear Entertainment is using the DNA of deceased pets in order to recreate them. I wish that existed in real life. I miss Pepper. Sea bonnies are basically the same thing, but they are genetically built. Then there is Kids at Play, which seems to be part of Fazbear's public safety initiative. The way they make their Kids at Play signs is shown in the story. When someone who has done something bad eats their Fazbear cereal, they turn into a sign. I couldn't make this up if I tried. Joel in the story eats a bowl of the cereal after hitting a kid with his car and fleeing. He then gets doomed for an eternity of being a traffic sign. Now you know the rules, kids. Do not hit and run. This seems to also be how the Pat-Pats in Security Breach are created. In the game files, the Pat-Pats are under a file labeled souls. When you go near them in Ruin, it does sound like they have a soul inside them, showing the Pat-Pat may be similar to the Kids at Play sign. Then there's He Told Me Everything, where a man named Mr. Little is going classroom to classroom, stealing DNA from kids who put their teeth in Fazgoo. Those kids get their fingers stuck in the Fazgoo and are replaced by a clone of them. Mr. Little keeps DNA of the original kids. God, Stuart Little got weird after the third movie. So, what we've learned today is Fazbear Entertainment is stealing Remnant and kids' DNA, but what is their goal besides just making more money? They definitely use this stuff for things like the Dream Sphere, Friendly Faces, Gumdrop Nose, Sea Bonnies, Kids at Play, and who knows what else, but that may just be to make sure cash keeps pouring into their pockets. I mean, what else could they be using this stuff for?
In The Storyteller, Edwin makes a comment about the joy the Mega Pizzaplex is giving the children. Quote, "The Pizzaplex was packed with spun-up kids and jovial families, and all the happy screams and shouts and chatter was like an electrical circuit. If it could have been harnessed, probably would have generated enough power to run a dozen Pizzaplexes." So is that what Fazbear Entertainment is using to run the Pizzaplex? The emotional energy and joy of the children? We do learn in Submechanophobia there are multiple Pizzaplexes. Fazbear Enterprises is an empire at this point, but what's their overall goal? Video games, Remnant, and DNA. The video games are just meant to make fun of the rumors of the stuff from their past. This idea has been bashed into our skull more than enough times, but why are they collecting Remnant? It seems to be for exactly what Edwin said, to run all of their Pizzaplexes. It also appears that they have harnessed a lot of negative energy and emotions as well. Shadow Remnant, Agony, which leaves some unintended side effects, like the Blob, who has black bloody tentacles, which is something we've seen with Eleanor, another Agony creature. Another side effect is with the delivery service. When they deliver Remnant, it appears they deliver lots of Agony as well, which seems to attract Shadow Bonnie to many people's homes. Then we have Animatronic Apocalypse, a story about a school with a Fazbear fan club that's set on this idea of an animatronic apocalypse. It appears to attract an Agony creature named Mr. Renner, who turns the kids at the school into the equivalent of mindless robots, starting his own animatronic apocalypse. We know Renner is an Agony creature because he bleeds the same black blood as Eleanor. Quote, "Robbie gasped in horror as a squishy sound echoed in his ears. Black liquid spilled out of the wound. Robbie panicked, trying to pull the poker out. The black liquid covered over Mr. Renner's shirt, soaking his clothes. So again, while Fazbear Entertainment may intend to harness good emotion, they are definitely harnessing bad ones too. However, we do see in AR they are trying not to do that, since they only encourage their customers to collect good Remnant and avoid the bad. So we know what the Remnant is for, but what about the DNA? What is it that Mr. Little is doing with the DNA he is collecting from the students?
Well, I think Kids at Play can help us with this. Kids at Play is weird because it shows how popular Fazbear Entertainment has gotten, how big it has gotten to the point where it has so many different businesses, including the Public Safety Initiative. Fazbear Entertainment seems to be building a full empire by now, expanding beyond simple pizza places and pizzaplexes, even buying out other businesses, like the mall in Out of Stock, to sell their plush trap chasers, and Heracles Hospital in the Man in Room 1280. It is suspicious that both of those places, which have something very significant to Fazbear Entertainment's history, were bought out by a billionaire. I think Fazbear Entertainment has a simple goal. They want to take over the world. They want to rule and have power over every person on the planet. They are starting with their pizzerias, moving on to pizzaplexes, public safety, and many other businesses in their name, selling popular toys everywhere, their delivery service, lines of video games, food brands. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. So why does Mr. Little go school to school to steal kids' DNA? Well, we see with all the other DNA stories like Friendly Face and Sea Bonnies that they like creating new life using these. Perhaps these kids' DNAs help them create new workers. We do see in Security Breach that Fazbear Entertainment has laid off most of their human workers to replace them with staff bots. The less humans you have working for you, the less money you have to spend. So stealing these kids' DNAs can help them create the lives of humans whose only purpose is to serve Fazbear Entertainment. They also need the Remnant to make sure they never die. Kinda like what both William and Eleanor wanted with Remnant as well. Power, life, eternal. That's what Remnant can do to you. Give you eternal life. And that would explain why the CEO is collecting so much of it. Now we should say these are all just ideas, we still don't know for sure what's going on, but it is important to keep these suspicious activities in mind. Again, thank you Mytani and Spencer for being part of this video. Again, subscribe to Spencer if you haven't. A link to his channel will be in the description. While not FNAF, he actually made a really good Pokemon theory recently about Team Rocket and Serena.
So, here's my theory. What if Team Rocket is actually aware of their potential as well, and that's why they're so aggressive and violent with Serena? Because they hate the idea of their worst enemy, the twerp, finding love.
The theory is actually very well edited and very well thought out and very well explained, so I would definitely give it a watch. A link to Spencer's channel will be in the description. With that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the theaters since the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is coming out in 10 days as I'm recording it. It'll definitely be less when this video comes out. Bye, everyone!